everyone in this room, the fact that you're here, it's because you chose not to do the safe thing. You chose to help me. You chose to help this county. And you know what? Together, we're going to make a difference.
First-time candidate Republican Angela Paxton celebrated winning a very expensive primary. She will be her party's candidate for state senate in Collin and part of Dallas County as well. Texas Tribune reporter Alana Rocha is with us live from Austin. And that was they spent combined $10 million on that race, the two of them. So that was costly, and boy, it was close.
The most expensive state senate race this time around, for sure. A lot at play here, of course, the family ties. Angela Paxton being the wife of Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, and Philip Huffines, the twin brother of the sitting state senator Don Huffines. You also had the Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick factor into this race, endorsing Miss Paxton over the brother of a sitting member of his own party. So definitely a lot of play, a lot of attack ads back and forth, and yeah, we saw how it all shook out.
Right, those ads so negative that they gave voters a lot of reasons not to like either candidate. And the question is, in that heavily Republican district, does that hurt Angela Paxton in November?
I don't think so. You know, we have a lot of time between now and November. I always call it voters' amnesia. A lot of people, you know, we have a lot of other things to focus on in our lives, so people forget pretty fast. But I know even just doing lives with you guys and other outlets up there and listening to the breaks, I mean, you guys were inundated with ads, so that could be. And of course, you know, depending on how her opponent is in November, what that could shake out like. But I don't think overall it will hurt her. She's well funded and, of course, name recognition.
Yeah, that definitely helps. I mean, there are a couple of big shakeups. For instance, the race with Craig Estes and Senator Craig Estes. I mean, long-serving senator, and he lost his bid for re-election. And it was kind of interesting because he was going up against Pat Fallon, and basically Fallon said that incumbents need to realize that if they don't work for the people, that those same people can recall whoever it is that they voted for earlier. And that's kind of, you know, what Pat Fallon was running on.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I had the opportunity to sit down with both of them, and Mr. Fallon was saying just that, you know, in meeting with people and holding, you know, rallies around the district, that a lot of people, like superintendents, mayors, had never met Senator Estes in all of his times in service in the state Senate. And that was, you know, he just was an absent member, according to Fallon, and that message obviously drove home. Again, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick endorsed Fallon in this race, and so I think that helped his conservative credentials for sure in the district.
So that's two for Dan Patrick. Greg Abbott had a couple of horses in the race as well, but he lost a couple of those races.
Right. He was campaigning actively with six-figure dollar amounts against sitting members of his own party: Sarah Davis, Lyle Larson in San Antonio, Sarah Davis, of course, in Houston, and Wayne Faircloth. Wayne Faircloth is the only one he was campaigning against and actually lost. The other two did advance out of their primaries. And as far as, you know, political loss for Abbott, he enjoys a lot of popularity. But my question is going to be, should Davis and Larson make it back into the House, what that working relationship is going to be like?
Well, and you also look at, you know, how much do endorsements really mean? Did it make, you know, did it tip the difference in the Paxton Huffines race? Probably not. There were a lot of other factors there. Does Greg Abbott's endorsement really mean anything to the voters who want to make up their own minds?
I think absolutely, and I think it also depends on what district you're talking about and the makeup of that electorate. You know, there's swing districts like there in Collin County that might, you know, the governor might not hold as much weight. Yeah, it was very interesting to see how it played out. But we knew that even if he lost, you know, two of the three, it wasn't a huge loss for him, but it was telling maybe of his political sway.
All right, we'll see what happens. Alana Rocha, thank you so much for joining us. You can find a link to the Texas Tribune on our website, fox4news.com.